Let's get this straight now. I never fucked anybody over in my life. Didn't have it coming to it. You got that? All I have in this world is my balls and my word. And I don't break them for no one. Do you understand? If you want to go on with me, you say it. If you don't, then you make a move.
Greetings, everybody. First, I want to say thank you to all my new subs. It's been a crazy ride in the last week or so, where I've gone from just over 100 to 750. And a lot of that has to do with the interaction, people commenting, resonating with what I'm saying, sharing out links in different, I'm pretty sure different narc abuse recovery groups and stuff like that. And I really appreciate you guys. I appreciate every person who's still going through the back and forth with their narcissist. Appreciate every person who just went no contact, people who have been no contact, and those of you who have healed, those of you who are beyond the stage where I'm at, where, you're like, read a comment today who was like, you're healed when you just don't care. And you just moved on and you don't care about that. And I appreciate that. All the comments, all the interaction, all you guys helping out one another. I'm trying to answer as many comments as I can. Because the whole reason for me doing this is to build a community of people healing and helping one another, resonating with each other. And I do want to learn how to be a narcissistic abuse recovery coach. Someone put in a comment a little while back, you should give out consultations. Like, I'm not ready for that. I am nowhere near ready for that. And I appreciate that. But that's something that should be done by someone who has completely healed and gone through it and talked to other people and other situations and understood it from a perspective that is far removed from the heated, roller coaster of emotions that a person goes through. And that's not where I'm at. Where I'm at right now is no contact for about 6 weeks. And so I'm talking to people that are just going through it. I'm talking with people that are going through what I'm going through, that are still hurt, because I'm still angry. That's why a lot of my content's angry. So, on my Author Stephen Walton channel, I occasionally do these videos called Real Talk, where I just be as open as I possibly can. I try not to drop names. I'm not a drama streamer, but I do have a certain set of morals and ethics, lines that I think that shouldn't be crossed. And so sometimes I speak out. So tonight is just a real talk. I wanted to do a real talk video. I was talking with my friend, my druidic friend, Brutal Truth, about responsibility, self-responsibility, self-acceptance, owning your shit, and the journey that we're on. Because he went through a lot. He's going through a healing journey right now too. It's a different kind. And so I wanted to say a couple things tonight. One, some of the really spitfire, compassionate, sometimes angry videos that I do, sometimes I do feel that way, and sometimes I am summoning it because I really want to put it out there to those who are going through the back and forth of still missing their abuser. You're still missing the narcissist. I understand what that's like. I went through no contact and talking to her again like so many times. I went back so many times. Like, that's my fault. Whether I kept talking to her or believed whatever she was saying, the apologies or whatnot. No matter what, I have to own that. I also have to own that I'm over here on this Lodonis Dragonstorm channel away from this entire sphere of creators that I was lucky enough to several years ago be a part of as it was created, as it was forming. It was called the Fandom Menace. I, over there, am self-titled the Fandom Menace Historian. One of the people in my chats said that one time, and I just ran with it. I've written a book about it. It's called A Fandom Betrayed, and I'm currently running a book called Rise to the Rebellion, which is about independent creators coming together and supporting one another and fighting for their modern myths in a Hollywood that is very hyper-political and one-sided. And fans who are attacked and abused by people who I don't even think liked some of these myths. Like they were toxic people who just wanted to fight. They're just a lot of toxicity. And in that sphere, there are some narcissists, and I understand that now because I can see, and toxic people that try and start trouble. But there's a lot of good people over there. And while I was going through this thing with my narcissist, there was a whole new crop of creators. I was someone who really believed in helping one another grow each other's channels and supporting indie creators. For comic books too, shout out to like CG, Comicsgate's also kind of part of that. But it's its own thing. Just an explosion of creativity of people who are just like, all right, Star Wars sucks. This sucks. This is like, this has been taken over by someone who doesn't obviously care about it and wants to send a political message through it. And so, and behind the scenes, and sometimes in papers and on social media, like they're just like attacking fans, like the most ridiculous things. Your show sucks. This is not what I remember the original creator, their inspiration being. And then the people who work on the show will turn around and go, well, that's because you're racist. Like some ridiculous, the same thing that narcissists do, the same things that our abusers have done. Just like shift the blame. Don't take responsibility or take the criticism or reflect or respond to the criticism with, by being an adult. It's just immediately like, well, you're a bigot. You're a Trump supporter. You're a conservative. I am a liberal witch from Philadelphia. I'm a 90s liberal. I have been labeled a alt-right Nazi conservative person so many freaking times. And it's true that a lot of people in that sphere are conservatives. They did vote for Trump, or they may not have, or whatnot. They're Christians. And I have to say, the mainstay of those people accepted me. And for those of you that are spiritually pagan, you understand what I mean. It's like it's hard to trust groups that have traditionally, misunderstood you or cast you under a certain light without really knowing who you are. And I'm seeing this whole crop of people come up over there that I know and I tried to be involved with, but I was going through all that stuff with my narcissist. It was very public displays. And I said my narcissist again. The Narcissist X. Sorry, Priscilla. And so, but I'm seeing all of them. Check out Arwen Avalon, Memes of Destruction, Loki's Morning of Mischief, DJ Odyssey. Like, there's a lot of cool people. Bruce Lombardo, Mackany Draws. Mackany's an old friend of mine. There's a lot of really cool people that are coming up and working with each other, and I missed this whole era because I was going through what I was going through. And then, because it was so public, I lost friends or lost respective friends. Sometimes I think some of the friends that I've lost isn't due to anything other really than having watched me allow this destruction to happen in my life over and over again, and my crazy reactions as I was further and further into reactive abuse and things like that, that they just lost respect, like, for this strong person, this friend that they loved, and they couldn't understand it. And that's been difficult too. And then I have friends that are just like, have stood with me no matter what, balls to bone. Shout out to ETEP with Coin, A Place to Be Reviews, Culture Casino, Sporking News Podcast. Who I even talk to this day about what's going on. Like and they're just, they don't want to hear it. Like they do, but they don't. They've been through enough. I mean, there are things that happened in the last 6 months. Like there are YouTubers out there or people that have been trolling me and trying to get me in trouble, or, trying to get involved in the drama or perpetuate it. Like stories that I didn't even tell them until recently. People that my ex-narc contacted or worked with, or, just talk trash on, like, because they had been through enough. We put our families through a lot. We put our kids, we put our friends through a lot. And it's not fair to us that we were targeted for abuse like that. That person chose to manipulate and abuse and do what they did. But it is our fault that we accepted it for so long. So I've had to come all the way over here with you guys, with people who understand what I'm going through, or at least have an idea. We've all had different journeys with this, There are some core similarities, but we all have gone through our own journeys. I've had to go completely over here and then grow here. And I'm just so thankful that my channel's been growing and you guys have been so active and accepting, and the comments, and thank you. It means a lot, because I can't really talk about this with my family or my friends, even people that I know that love me, because I'm just sick of it. And then there's people out there that are just trying to bait me and get me into arguments, or get me to continue the drama, because there's just people out there that love drama, whether they're just toxic people or they have a cluster B personality disorder, or they have a vendetta against me, or whatever it is. Like liars, just toxic people. And I'm not trying to get involved in that, because as you guys know, reactive abuse is a thing. And when you've gone through what we've gone through, it's difficult to control your emotional reactions. It's difficult to control, you're easily triggered because of what we went through. And so I'm fighting that. And I don't have the support system that I used to, and I understand why. And I also understand that by going back to my friends and trying to talk to them about what's going on, their first reaction is, well, I told you, dumbass. Yeah, you did tell me. And I understand that you saw what I didn't see. But they unknowingly, they don't understand, that's adding to the cycle. That's adding to the abuse. That's adding to it. And they're not trying to. It just is what it is. Because I'm not ready to confront that yet. I have to say that I want to learn how to be a coach. I want to learn this. And as I go through, the content that I'm doing right now is as I am healing. So I'm going to be a little wreck, and I'm going to say things that I may not agree with in the future as I continue on this journey. And I understand that. And I may be resistant to some of you who are trying to give me advice, who have been further along or been 8-10 years removed from the abuse. And, you're telling me, and I may be a little resistant, and I apologize for that. And I appreciate your patience. I've been a fighter my whole life. I have to say that, I have to say that there are certain things I have to thank. I know this is antithetic to the channel and the energy, and I know, I understand, but I have to say that I am thankful for certain things from the experience with my ex-narc. Some of the things that I learned through the abuse cycles, the ways I was manipulated. And as I continue on in my healing and gain more clarity and return back to the core of who I am, which is compassionate, helping, giving, understanding, as much as I can be, within my own dogmas that I still haven't figured out. Because she exasperated some of the issues that I had unresolved from when I was a kid. Things that I didn't know I still had to work through. And even though she pressed those buttons, she didn't press those buttons until a certain point. There may come a time in the future where I look back and see things differently than I do now. Coming out of the heat of the anger and understanding my own self-acceptance, I understand there were several red flags that were going on. I should have walked away several times. I have to give my ex credit in the very beginning of all this for trying to tell me that she could not give me what I wanted. In the very beginning, she did. From the rip, that's the way she puts it. Because she's toxic and she knew it. She wanted a place to escape and have fun and laugh. and talk with somebody from back in the day, and also facilitated some of the toxic things that she likes, which is creating confrontation, pissing people off that, she has grudges against. And I don't think it was so much in the beginning a part of triangulation, although I think that's part of her natural way of living because of the unresolved traumas from her life that have not been confronted by her. There were times when I just should have walked away and understood it. What really cements it, the difference between when I was not giving up on my dream girl, the one that I loved for 20 years, that I always wanted. I wanted that chance with, and I wasn't going to give up because I was the fandom menace historian. I was writing books. I was building communities. I could do anything. I was at the height of my belief in self, plus ego, plus some hubris. Blind spots. We all have them. And I could do anything. And I wanted to save this girl who I knew had been through a terrible life. And whether some of the stories that she told me were bullshit or not, they were horrid. I think I can honestly say, because I believe that some of the things she went through was undeserving. And we all got damage. We all deal with it different ways, or we don't do it. And I wanted to be there for her. I wanted to save her. I wanted to be a hero. It was when I moved, and she was supposed to move with me, but I was going to move first and set up, states and states away. And she knew that I wouldn't be able to watch her or know what she was doing during the days and this and that. It's when she decided to say, yeah, I'm going to do this with you. I'm going to be your girlfriend. I believe in you. And we're going to build this, YouTube stuff and build our IT company. And, with the knowledge that there would be no oversight. There would be no accountability, and she'd be able to run with whoever she wanted to. I think that at that point, then she became the abuser. She became the narcissistic, sociopathic abuser. She gave into those things. But back and forth, when you go through abuse and reactive abuse, with everything that happened, there are things that I did and said that I'm ashamed of. No matter what was done to me at the time. And these are things that I have to be accountable for. We all have to be accountable for what we did. We can totally understand that, I went wrecked like this because I was being put through this. Like, yes, all of this is true. That whole situation is true. But at the end of the day, we're responsible for our own actions. And so I'm currently going through that part where I'm disgusted with what I let myself do, what I let myself accept, forgive, what I went through, I kept going back to. And it does not matter. It does not matter. If she was coming at me with lies, if she was hanging out with me, if she was, trying to reaffirm the bond, if she was, whatever she was saying, whatever promises, whatever future faking, whatever that. All right? I mean, that is what that is. But my choice. It's so much when you're going through this that no one else can understand. No one that's gone through what we've been through. And so I can't talk about this with the people in the other sphere of creators that I came up in. One day, maybe. And that's why I'm here. That's why this channel's here. This is why I'm growing. I also, because of the people that are trying to troll me right now and trying to get me involved in fighting and drama and trying to continue that on, some of them I think are just basically toxic people. Others know damn well that the cycle of abuse and reactive abuse got so bad, and I was triangulated with other men who were, I'm trying to be as fair as I can. There may have been decent dudes who were being put through what I was going through and then being pit against other people, and exasperating issues that did shit to me, or came at me. I'm having to not react to that. Got to ignore that. Got to push that out. I can't, but people who are doing that, like people who know that they got to a point where, my ex-narc and dude she triangulated me with really wanted me to kill myself. Like, put the pressure on. Like, I hope that dude fucking dies. He's evil, And I decided, to be fair, I'm looking at, the other guys, and I'm like, they're fucking evil. When, the truth of it is, the centerpiece of all this toxicity and manipulation was the ex-narc. So, in complete reality, I can't trust anything that I was told by her. I can't trust anything that was blamed or shifted. And I don't know 100% other than my intuition and my experiences who those dudes were. And if they are even just good dudes who had a lot of damage and were trying to work through their shit and were being manipulated and used. All I can do is worry about me. I can't worry about anybody else. I can't worry about my friends, my family. I can't worry about, and as far as what I'm doing right now, I can't worry about what anybody else thinks. I don't care if you're doing live streams about me and talking. I don't care. I don't watch it. I don't even look. I don't care if you're in fucking groups, DM groups with people who have fucking hated me for years for whatever reason, or people I fought with, and you're talking shit and laughing at me. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Yeah, sometimes I feel like I want revenge. There are some things that are unforgivable. And I honestly, at this point in my process, there are some lines you don't cross. There's some things you don't back up. You don't pat somebody on the back for trying to freaking get somebody to off themselves and then destroying them financially and just lying about manipulating and just, I brought her onto YouTube, yeah. Our first 100-something subs, that was my friends. That was my community coming together. We were going to be a power couple. That's why I wanted, this power couple who occasionally fought, two strong attitudes coming at one another. It never would have happened, but my ex-narc just doesn't understand what could have been built, the empire that could have been built. It can't matter. But there are certain people who are just they know what she's about, they know what she's done, and they're just patting her on the back, hanging out with her, or platforming her, or letting her bitch, or whatever. And it's you're evil, yo. You're evil. You're evil. You're an evil person. You're a fucked up person. You're telling me you're not talking to, even if she's your friend, you're telling me you're not talking to your friend and going, yo, that's fucked up. Stop calling dudes. Stop fucking with dudes. Stop doing it. Just stop. Yeah, I still got a little bit of spite, and I'm still looking at them. There's some people out there that did me real dirty, and that information is not out in the open, but I do, because you don't understand her game of manipulation and lying and telling people different things. She works against everybody. Those of you, YouTubers, that have spent nights talking to her on StreamYards and stuff, I know all about that. And don't think that she hasn't told me that, like she was telling you stuff, like she's telling somebody else something. All that information's out there. She's recorded that stuff, by the way. She has a lot of recordings. Be careful who you sit in a back after a live stream. Be careful who you sit with. Somebody, what you say, because somebody could just be recording you. Yeah, there's a certain level of bashing that I'm doing, and I'm not bringing up her name, and I'm not going to do that because 3 reasons. 1, people in the past have tried to get me arrested or tried to have her press charges against me because I was going through reactive abuse after all the shit that I went through, all the torture, all the lies, all the craziness that I went through, and I was just exploding. I was going out and just saying what happened, and people trying to get her to press charges on me. It's also because you don't want to say people's names, like narcissist names, because they like that attention, positive or negative. They get off on it. They know what I'm talking about. But you don't want to feed that. 3, the third reason is there's always that 1%. I'm a big believer in the 1%, the outside chance. There is that 1% outside chance that because I do not see things with clarity now, right now, while I'm going through what I'm going through, that there are things that in my periphery that I have not seen or understood or may have misread. And so I don't know if like down the road, when I get through more of this healing, and that I'm going to get to a point where a lot of the commenters were like trying to explain when when you're completely healed and everything. When I get to that point, am I going to look back and see some of these things differently? I understand that my compassion and kindness and forgiveness and understanding and belief in other people, belief in her, someone I wanted to believe in, was part of my downfall and why I bullshitted myself and allowed myself to believe illusions, and then forgave and just, this will be the time. This will be the time where she understands, because of all the shit that we've been through, that I care, that I truly, balls to bone, heart, mind, soul, body, believe, going to be there, going to be that rock that you need to heal from the toxicity and the wounds that you've done, because I forgive you, because I understand. And this is the time that she's going to make the leap into being a better person, or really like go to therapy, or really do that introspection and stop trying to commit cycles of toxicity. That is on me. I recognize that and I understand that. So I'm not, it has to be no contact. It has to be no contact right now. It just has to be. It's better. But who knows in the future what I may look back on and understand that I do not see now. Like probably a lot of you who are going through what you're going through, I still have love for that person who put me through hell. And I'm at the point now where it's kind of disgusting. Like I'm disgusted by it. And I haven't come to that place of forgiveness. I tried to in the past, but I can't. Not after over and over and over again, like just lying to me over and over, just all this shit, and then going out and talking to people that hate me and making alliances with people just to get dirt on me, like this really dirt fucking evil shit. And there was a point where it was excusable, I think, because it's like you're trying to defend your name, but you're smearing somebody else because of like me just coming out and saying what I needed to say, like what happened. It's all a mess. It's all just such a mess. So no contact has to be no contact. And that 1% chance, that 1% on the outside that says everybody, a person can only change themselves. A person can only change for themselves. Right? You can't do it for somebody else. You've got to make the commitment to change. There's that 1% chance. Maybe that person I've known since I was 24 will take a good, hard, actual look at themselves and go, shit, I really have been pretty fucked up to a lot of people and there's no excuse for it. Maybe I should talk to somebody. Maybe I should go to a psychotherapist and get analyzed and start talking to somebody who can help me work through this so I don't pass this shit more on to my kids. Because, I love her kids. I love her, I've known her son since he was born. I love the boy. He's a good boy. And unfortunately, he's going through so much shit with everything that he's fucked up. And her daughter's not even going to have a dad. Dad's passing away for whatever reason. Dad's going to be gone. She needs strong mama. She doesn't need mama who's leaving her at somebody's house so that she can go mess around or do whatever she's got to do or cheat or whatever. And the kid's left at one of the guys that she's triangulating with who's having other chicks come in to have sex with. The last time that she was here, when she created an argument, she said she was moving here and then all of a sudden, I'm leaving, right? It was the last flight that we had, and I was like yelling at him, put my hands up like this, and this chick ducked into the car like I was going to hit her, like I was going to beat her. She's been hit by another dude that she triangulates me with, and I don't know anybody, if anybody else, but I know it's at least one of them. She's been beaten, she's been hit. But like, that's a PTSD reaction. That's a PTSD reaction, And in that moment, I'm looking, and no matter how angry I was, And I'm seeing this beautiful young girl, like the daughter, in the back seat. And she's crying. And like, I'm thinking, like, this is me when I'm young with my parents. Like, this is the shit that I saw when I was young and your kid shouldn't see. And then I'm watching this woman, no matter what the fuck we was going down, no matter what the fuck's happening, like, that's PTSD, that's severe shit. And I'm just, compassion overrode me, like, just common fucking decency and sense. All of this is not right. All of this is not right. She couldn't get a car started because the battery died. And so I helped her jump it. Begging her to stay at the same time, helping her jump it. Just stay. Just take the next step. Just put faith in it. Let's put the kid in school. Let's work through this. We've been through so much. I will be here and understanding as long as we are all working on ourselves to be better people. But she triangulated me with somebody else who threw her the money to get home. I guess she was using me to devalue someone else, and then got them to realize her worth before they started that cycle again, cheating and hitting and whatever it is. No contact's the only way to go. But there's a part of me that just really, that 1%, my God, I have seen it. I am watching content from people who have NPD. I'm watching content from people who are sociopaths that get help and are now at the point where they're trying to help others understand how they think and what they go through and what they do and why they did what they did. That the change can happen. A person can change if they choose to heal what happened in the past, So I'm going to try my damnedest moving forward not to talk about any of the things that the ex-narc went through or did. Previous to me. I want to try because she out there making a lot of noise hanging out with people who are very toxic, like people who are disgusting, people who have memed my dead friends. Like a friend of ours in our community died, JJ. He passed away. He was like the heart of our entire community, and he passed away. And this dickhead and his little crew of fucking people memed this dude's death and laughed about it, and it was a joke to them. And one of them dudes writes for Bounding into Comics, a comic that I use, a website that I've supported for years, and is trying to make inroads in our community. And he's platforming my ex-narc and trying to continue that cycle of abuse. And this dude is evil. He is an evil, fucking toxic narcissist piece of shit. And he's not the only one. There's some things you just don't do. There's some lines you just don't cross. Be good to each other. Character over reputation. Doesn't matter what my reputation is with anybody else. Doesn't matter what it is over there in the other sphere that I work in, or that I was in, that I helped to build. Doesn't matter what my reputation is with any fucking buddy. What matters is my character, who I am, and what I do. What are my ethics? What are my morals? I try not to lie. I try not to hurt anybody else. I try to do my thing and not come at anybody. I do. I believe in being good, basically being good to people. And so I've got to live that. I've got to reclaim that in me. So there's that 1% chance that the ex-narc will get some fucking help. Stop hanging around toxic people and running these toxic situations. Get off the drugs. Go to therapy. Be a good mom for your kids. Show other people that it can be done. Be an example. Lead by example. I tried for 2 years to do that. And all this destruction and all this shit that happened, look, maybe at the very beginning, Maybe at the very beginning, maybe if I had not fallen in love with you and wanted to be there for you, wanted to be that rock and help build with you and repair that damage and be there for your kids and be, just be a positive force because I wanted you more than I'd ever wanted anything in my life. Maybe if I had just been able to say, I'm just a fun time, just an escape, just a place to go and have sex and do whatever and laugh. And that's all it'll ever be. Who knows if things would have been different. But I couldn't because I loved you more than anything I'd ever loved in my life. And eventually that became, in my opinion, your fault when you decided that Walton was your ATM and that he was moving away and he couldn't see what you were doing and you could do whatever you wanted and just, I would just support you because I was down here and far away. And all I could do was support you financially and be there for you and support you online and do live streams and build a channel with you. Got you a car and the first thing you did was drive to go bang somebody else, and then continue to do it when I came up there, we were together, leave me in your room. Everything that's going on now, it's evil. That's evil. Get help. Be a better person. Get fucking help. You need it. I needed it after everything we went through. And some of the things that I didn't know issues I still had were exasperated by you. I have healed. I am healing through those. I'm working through those. Guys, I didn't mean for this video to be this long. I want to continue to fight with you. I guess fighting has kind of a, I told you, I'm a little bit of a brute, I'm going to continue to be here, put out content, be real, keep it real. I am going through a healing journey myself. So there may be times when you see my videos and you're like, yo, he ain't right yet. You know what? He'll get there. And I appreciate you for that. Those of you that are on the same plane with me, yeah, we're gelling together right now. And those of you that are still going through the back and forth or just getting ghosted or just going through no contact, like, yo, listen, bro, listen, sisters and brothers, listen. Because I am trying to tell you what I have been through, and I am trying to help you understand that the longer the time you take away from that whole situation, that whole energy, that narcissist, the longer you spend time on yourself. I know it's excruciatingly painful. I know it. But the more time you spend with yourself and away, and look, you might have to separate yourself from family and friends. You might have to do this on your own island. Yeah, and that's why we're here. That's why we are here. That's why these channels exist. This is why narcissistic abuse coaching exists. This is why we're here. Because this is where you can go. This is where I've been too. Listen to us. Because we're trying to help you. No contact is the way to go. You have to learn to get control of yourself. To learn how to not react emotionally. To find yourself again. And really own what you did. And understand that the experiences you went through gave you a new pair of eyes. You're going to see things differently. You're going to find strengths in yourself or begin to find strength in yourself that you didn't even know you had. You're also going to face weaknesses you didn't know you had until they were exasperated by a manipulator. And you can work on those, face those demons, and overcome them. At the end of the day, this is about us. This healing is about us. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. It's not about reputation. It's your character. Who you are. I am not going to allow all of this and everything I've been through, no matter how crazy it's gotten or what I've said or what I've done. I am not going to allow this to change who I am. I believe in people. I am caring. I am kind. I am empathetic. I am compassionate. I like helping others. And so I'm going to take all of that and put it here. With you, learn and grow do interviews, be there if you need me, respond when I can. This whole community coming together to respond and help one another. And as I go through these experiences, I'm going to relay them to you. And when I get to a point where I feel confident enough that I am healed and I know enough and I can begin giving advice, then I'll start doing that. Then I'll start doing consultations and things like that. But that just can't happen now. It can't. I'm not ready for that. I'm still hurt. I'm still dealing with a lot, harassments and all kinds of shit going on. I don't know if your journey has been longer or shorter than mine. Better or worse. Better in the context of that. But I don't know what you went through. I know what I went through. And what I went through got me to the point where for the first time in my life, I was ready to end it. Because I couldn't believe I was so hurt by somebody that I loved and helped and was there for and forgave so much. And they were using me to devalue, to raise someone else up, to create conflict, and just not giving a shit. Not giving a shit. They stepped on my head while I was drowning. Now I'm not like that. And I'm not like that because of a few good people. I'm not like that because of you guys being here. I'm not like that because of the few last handful of people from that indie sphere that still believe in me and are still there to support me and be there with me and understand. It's hard. It is hard for dudes to admit that they've been through abuse. It is hard for other men to sympathize or be there for another man who has been through abuse, because there's so much stigma in our gender, and there's just so much, ego and macho and bravado and you just like, we don't show weakness. We just bull through life and look, guys, no, we're just as human as everybody else. Women can show their emotions a lot easier than we can. We have the same ones. We'll build a little different, but we have the same ones. And yeah, we can get to that point. I'm so thankful for my boy Tommy. I'm so thankful for my sons. I'm thankful for my family and as much as they put up with and help me out. I'm thankful for all of my friends. I'm thankful for the friends who became disgusted with me and are no longer my friends because I just kept going through this thing and they couldn't believe it. And I think that came from a place of caring. And I understand that. And what it is. And I'm very thankful for my friends who are still there for me and just worried, man. Steve going to go back? Steve going to fall back into this, or is he going to rise? I just want to say this. My character will show itself. Watch what I do with this channel. Watch what I'm about to do over the next several months into the next year over here, if you want the answer to that. Because I'm going to do here what I should have done over there. I'm still going to achieve my goals. It's just going to be through a different avenue. And I will prove to each and every one of you, any dude who's been through abuse, my brothers and my sisters, I'm speaking to my men right now. I'm talking to y'all. I'm going to show you, and no matter how hard you get hurt in this life, dudes, by a woman, right, you do have the strength to recover. And you can come back from it. And you can come back from it stronger than you've ever been. Don't ever be ashamed to admit that you've been through shit in life. I love you guys. I appreciate you. I know this video is so damn long. But I just wanted a real talk. I just wanted to talk for real. I honestly do hope that the person and persons, so there's more than one, but mainly the person who used, lied to, cheated on, abused, talked shit, smeared, mercilessly, month after month, acting like you're leaving me alone while you're bothering me all the fucking time and harassing me all the fucking time and keeping that drama on, all that shit, all that evil shit that went down that you did, some of which you admit out of fucking ignorance and hubris, and some of which you will never fucking admit. Even you. Find help. It ain't gonna come from me no more. I'm done. I'm spent. I can't do no more with you. Get help. Go to therapy. Get off the drugs. Value yourself. Believe in yourself. Believe you can be better. Understand. And really look at the shit you went through as a kid. Because all the stories that I've heard, you're bullshitting yourself to think that you weren't put through some of the worst fucking torture in hell that a young girl should never have to go through. Get help for your kids. I don't even want no apologies. I'm just thinking about them like I think about my son. It's over. Brothers and sisters, thank you so much for being here. If you managed to watch this entire thing, I appreciate you. Please consider subscribing. Share this out if you feel so. Please leave a comment if any part of this resonated with you. And guys, if you're stopping through and you don't really have any comments, please check through the comments if you have healed yourself and interact with people that have left them. Impart your advice. You never know. You never know if that one thing you say can help be the difference between a person going back to their abuser or a person staying no contact or a person staying alive. Some of us don't make it. I have talked to people who have lost loved ones because of what we went through. They couldn't take it no more. And I'm telling you right now, that was at the point where I was fucking ready to make my peace and go. So help one another. Be good to each other. Be good to yourselves. Stay no contact. Suffer no fools. Until the next time.